Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the Dyson Zone. And honestly, this is one of those products that I really don't even know where to start with, because yes, it's a wireless noise canceling pair of headphones, but it's also an air filtering or air purifying system on your head. And this is not something that there's even another product that we can compare them to. And this product initially caught my attention. I was interested in these about a year ago, and they came out retailing at $1,000, so I wasn't that intrigued that I was going to spend $1,000 to test these. But lately I saw a video from Zeos, from Z Reviews, talking about that he picked these up because the price has dropped on these to about $500. He was able to get them for around $400, and I even kind of searched out on eBay a little bit, kind of got lucky and found a new pair that somebody accepted the offer, and I got them for $300. And once I saw that he said that they sounded as good, if not better, than the Focal Batiste, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, wireless pair of headphones, I was immediately kind of interested to see how well they stacked up also against the Sony XM5s, the Bose Ultras, and other headphones that are kind of close in this price range, because these do also have active noise canceling. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things. But the first thing that I have to point out about these is everything about them is large. Like, the headphones themselves are large. If you're gonna have this mask that comes with this, which allows you to have this purified air in front of you, it's extremely large. The case that they've included is large, but I am a fan of the case. The case has this cool little locking mechanism. The case definitely makes it stand out from other headphones, and it doesn't really come with as much as you would expect. Now, it does come with air filters, which are already inside the ear cups. These are said to last about a year if you're going to use them quite often, but within the app, you'll be able to see kind of the percentage of how much life is left on the filters. Also in the box, though, it does come with a USB-C cable, which you do use to charge these. Battery life is actually pretty good. If you're just going to use it for music alone, you can get about 50 hours, but if you're going to use the air filtering system, it cuts the battery down all the way to 4 hours. That's like a huge drastic difference, but again, you can see it's going to really just depend on how you use these as to what kind of battery life you're going to get. Now, it does come with a little pouch that you can also keep the mask in. It comes with a little cleaning brush to make sure you can clean the mask and kind of make sure there's no gunk like building up in the side, I guess. I don't really know what could build up in the mask. And outside of that, that's really it. It does not come with a 3.5mm headphone cable because you cannot use these wired. They're only made to be used wirelessly, so you are going to have a Bluetooth connection to whatever device you're using. I haven't noticed that you can use the USB-C cable for audio either, which is kind of disappointing. I would like to be able to just plug into my desktop or plug into my phone if I'm just going to kind of be sitting around not moving and not have to necessarily rely on a Bluetooth connection and just use a wired connection. But you cannot do that with these. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention up front, before using these, you have to download Dyson's app. There's no way to use these headphones without going through the setup process on the app. You can't just like direct connect with a Bluetooth connection without setting these up. That's a little odd. I think some people are not going to be a huge fan of that because it does require like your email address and things like that, but that's just something that Dyson does. But the app is very useful depending on how you use these headphones. Obviously, it's what's going to keep these updated. There are, 3 different EQ options, which we'll talk about a little bit later when we get to the sound. The app also shows you different things about the environment you're in. Like if the air is clean where you're at, the temperature and things like that. It again shows you the percentage or the life that's left on the filters. It also gives you the ability to switch from your noise canceling to your transparency mode, or just turn both of those off altogether. And then really that's it. There's not a lot of function within the app. Everything is definitely simplified. But let's go ahead and talk about the noise canceling on these, because this is what initially also piqued my interest, because I was curious as to how these are going to stack up again against pairs like the Bose Ultra or the Sony XM5s. And I could say this, the noise canceling is definitely on par with all of those. This is one of the better noise canceling headphones you're going to find. I kind of expected this once I saw that they're using 8 microphones total. So I was really impressed at how well it blocked out noise. So if you're going to compare them to the AirPod Max, or you're going to compare them to the XM5 or the Bose, they definitely can hold their own. And same thing with the transparency mode. The transparency mode allows you to be able to hear everything around you really clearly. It definitely sounds natural. Nothing sounds like overly artificial. And again, that is a huge plus. Now, as far as actually controlling these, on the left-hand side, there's only one button, and this is basically a fan button, but it's also your power button. And then on the right-hand side, you have this little joystick. Now, this reminds me of the Drop THX Panda. You use this little joystick to control everything, like your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, turn your volume up, turn your volume down. You can also fast forward and rewind just by simply using the joystick. And then on the outside of the ear cups where you see this little clear area, if you tap these twice, this also allows you to switch between your noise canceling and your transparency mode. Now, if you do have the mask on the headphones, as soon as you pull the mask down, like if you're going to start talking to somebody, it will put your headphones into transparency mode. And then when you put them back up, it will switch it back over to noise canceling. And so that's kind of cool, so that you don't actually have to take all of this off if you want to talk to somebody pretty quickly. Now, as far as actually using the mask, now this is not my main reason to buy these. In fact, I will likely never use the mask in public. I think the headphones with the mask, it's weird. It just looks like you have a football helmet on. If I'm sitting in my office and maybe it's a little warm, or maybe I could see if I was cutting the grass, having this mask in front of me that's keeping cool air just blowing right there in front of my face, which is clean air. Or if you're somebody that deals with allergies, I can see this being beneficial. Or if you're in an area where there's a lot of wildfires, this kind of helps you not breathe in all of that smoke, because the headphones are having the air come in, filtering through your ear cups, and then putting clean air in front of your mouth. And again, it's just not something that's beneficial to me. I don't deal with allergies, and I'm not in an area where like the air quality is not clean, but I can see it being, again, something that people would be interested in. So now let's go ahead and move over and talk about the sound, because this is the part that I was curious about the most, especially when I started to read and see other reviews kind of compare them to, you know, the higher tier models when it comes to sound. And honestly, this is what sells these headphones. This is what I would say to other people, like, this is the reason to buy them, because they sound incredible as long as you have it on the right EQ. I think out of the box it sounded okay. The 3 different listening modes you have is neutral, which I think is extremely boring on these headphones. And then you have an enhanced mode, which brightens things up, and it kind of boosts the bass a little bit, but it's still a little bit more focused on the treble. And then you have the bass boost mode. And this is where I found myself just kind of leaving them all the time. It is definitely boosting the low end to make these sound extremely fun, but it's also boosting the treble at the same time, so it's not like just leaning all one way. And this is your typical Harman curve that it's going for, but the way that these are tuned, or whoever tuned these, definitely deserves an award, because they sound absolutely fantastic. And again, I think they are very comparable to the Focal Batiste. And that is a brand that is made specifically for high-end audio. Those people focus on that and nothing else. We're talking about a product from a company that started creating vacuums and fans and hair curlers and all kind of different things. And I think the only thing that I would say that the Focal Batiste is better at is the mids, and that is just slightly. I think they're pushed a little bit forward with the Focals, where the Dyson, I would like to see it boosted just a little bit more. And that's not to say that I'm having any issue hearing vocalists. I think it's just in certain genres, especially distorted guitars, it sounds like it doesn't have as much presence as it does in the Focals. And this is nitpicking. This is me comparing these to a $700 pair of wireless headphones. Don't think that I'm saying that the mids are not there. They definitely are. But the bass on these with the bass boost mode, absolutely just adds so much life to the sound. This is a subwoofer type sound. It is still very fast though. It's not sloppy, it's not congested, it's not muddy. It hits really hard, but it's still able to keep up if you're listening to something where like the double bass of the drums are going really quickly. And same thing with the treble. The treble has so much detail to it. It's very, very clean, and it shies away from being too harsh. It never has like that sibilant sound with the S's, but it still allows the treble to have a lot of detail. It kind of hits right at the point of being very harsh. So it has a lot of brightness. The bass has a lot of boominess to it, and it's just overall a very fun pair of headphones to listen to. You can hear a lot of subtle details. Now, the way that I preferred to listen to these the most is with the noise canceling off, and then with it in bass boost mode. Now, I feel like when you turn the noise canceling on, it tend to kind of turn the bass down a little bit, which is normally not the case with headphones. I think that's where the bass normally would get boomy, and it didn't do that with this pair. Once you turn the noise canceling on, you're isolated from things a little bit more. It starts to close it in a little bit more. But with it off, the soundstage and the sound imaging, it makes you feel like you're in a really large environment, and it just does an excellent job with being able to tell where different sounds are coming from. So my overall opinion is this: if you're looking for a way to help breathe in clean air, obviously your options are gonna be pretty limited. This would be an excellent reason to buy these. But if you're just looking for one of the best sounding wireless headphones out there, and you're looking for incredible noise canceling, and you don't mind having something that it is large, it is gonna draw attention, this is an incredible option. Again, I think it sounds better than any of the Bose headphones. I think it sounds better than any of the Sony headphones. And again, being compared to the Focal Batiste, which was already one of my favorite wireless headphones, I think speaks volumes for whoever tuned these, and it speaks volumes for how incredible these headphones sound. I hope that it doesn't seem like I'm trying to oversell this. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video. I already said it at the front, I bought these off eBay, but I've enjoyed these so much. And this is, you know, one of those that makes you want to grab these to just listen to more music. And that in the end really should be what it's all about when you're buying an audio product. But guys, that's my video on the Dyson Zone headphones / air purifier. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.